Have you ever closed Instagram after just 10 minutes, feeling that strange, heavy knot in your chest? It's a sinking sensation, as if you've just lost a race you never even signed up for. You look at the curated wins, the perfect lives, and the milestones of people your age, and that quiet, poisonous voice in the back of your mind starts whispering, "Why are they already there while I'm still here? Am I falling behind?" If that sounds familiar, stop for a second. You aren't lazy, and you aren't less than. You've just become a prisoner of a biological trap. Today, we're going to dismantle why your own brain is actively sabotaging your motivation and how to flip that feeling of being behind into the fuel that actually drives your success. Right now, your brain is running a quiet, constant calculation. It's looking at the people around you and the people on your screen and asking a simple, primal question: where do I stand compared to them? But here's the strange, hidden part of that experience. Your brain was never actually designed to handle the amount of information you're feeding it today. It evolved in small tribes of 20 or 30 people. You were meant to compare yourself to your neighbor, not to millions of strangers globally. Today, you are exposed to an endless, curated stream of people who appear to be more successful, more productive, and happier than you. And the result is a psychological trap that is quietly destroying your motivation. Back in the 1950s, psychologist Leon Festinger introduced social comparison theory. His idea was simple: humans don't evaluate themselves objectively. We understand who we are by comparing ourselves to others. Your brain is constantly asking, am I doing better than people my age? Am I as successful as my peers? In our early history, this served a purpose. Your social standing dictated your access to resources and your survival. So your brain evolved to constantly monitor your rank in the group. But the problem is that your brain is now running 21st century software on a Stone Age operating system. Every time you open social media, you see entrepreneurs building empires in their 20s, athletes at the peak of human performance, and creators traveling the world. You see their highlights, their moments of triumph, and their beauty. What you don't see, what your brain struggles to register, is that you're looking at a carefully edited highlight reel. You're seeing the peak, but you're missing the messy, boring, uncertain, and painful parts of their lives. But your brain doesn't care about the context. It treats these extreme examples as your new normal. And suddenly, your own steady, consistent progress starts to feel like a failure. When you see someone doing better than you, your brain doesn't just process information, it reacts emotionally. Research shows that comparing yourself to those you perceive as more successful actually activates the same areas of the brain linked to social pain, particularly the anterior cingulate cortex. This is the same region that lights up when you experience rejection, embarrassment, or social exclusion. In other words, when your brain believes someone is significantly ahead of you, it interprets that gap as a threat to your social standing. And when the brain detects a threat, it doesn't always motivate you to work harder. Often, it does the exact opposite. It protects itself by disengaging. This is where psychological distance comes in. If the gap between you and someone else feels small, it can be inspiring. Your brain thinks, I could get there too. But when that gap feels enormous, the brain often reaches a different, darker conclusion. It decides that this level of success is unrealistic. And once your brain believes a goal is impossible, motivation disappears. Psychologists call this learned helplessness. When your progress feels out of reach, your brain stops investing effort and pivots toward easier rewards and distractions. Social media platforms are designed to exploit this. They feed you extreme outcomes because extreme content triggers strong emotions: envy, admiration, curiosity, which keeps you scrolling. Without realizing it, you start absorbing this distorted reality, and your own achievements begin to feel insignificant. Constant comparison steals your focus. It lowers your self-esteem, it kills your drive, and it pulls your attention away from your own path. But here is the most important part. The goal isn't to stop comparing entirely. That instinct is hardwired. The goal is to change the direction of the comparison. Instead of comparing yourself horizontally with thousands of others, start comparing yourself vertically through time. Compare who you are today with who you were a year ago. When you do this, you stop triggering social threat and start triggering the progress principle. Research shows that the feeling of moving forward, even in small steps, is one of the most powerful motivators we have. Successful people often understand this intuitively. They don't constantly ask, "Am I ahead of everyone else?" They ask, "Am I moving forward?" Success is not a single race against the entire world. It is a long-term trajectory shaped by consistent personal growth. The truth is, there will always be someone richer, more talented, or further along. If your motivation depends on being ahead of everyone else, you will almost always feel behind. But if your motivation depends on becoming slightly better than you were yesterday, the game changes completely. So, the next time you feel like everyone else is moving faster, ask yourself a different question. Not, "Am I ahead of them?" but, "Am I ahead of who you used to be?" Because the only comparison that truly drives growth is the one between your present self and your past self. And in that race, you are the only competitor that matters. Now, let's make this real. I want you to share one skill, one habit, or one area of your life where you have clearly improved over the last 6 months. Don't worry about being better than anyone else. Just own your progress, because that is where your actual power lies. And if you're ready to stop letting your brain sabotage your potential, hit that subscribe button. I'll see you in the comments.